speak about Full Sail University. I chose Full Sail because I feel like it was a good fit for me for what I want to go to school for, what I have planned for myself in the future. And they have a lot of good benefits as long as you take advantage of your options, whether you're going to school online as I am, or whether you choose to go down to Florida. I chose not to go down to Florida because if I'm gonna spend half my tuition and on having to find a place to live, I might as well just do it online. I know a lot of people aren't fond of school online. I'm one of those people. Last time I was in college was 2013. And if you would have told my 2013 self that I would be right back in school in 2023, I'd probably laugh in your face because I hate school. I hated school. I low-key, high-key still feel the same way. When it came to me choosing Full Sail, I did a lot of research about what I wanted to go take, what kind of program I wanted to go under. And graphic design didn't really have a lot of people speaking about the course. That's kind of why I decided to start this page, to kind of give y'all more of how the graphic design program is. Anybody I've searched for Full Sail, they're in creative writing, business. A lot of people, when I was looking up what I wanted to come to the school for, they were in here for game design or music production or something of that sort. So hopefully I could help some other designers out there that are looking to come to Full Sail. Full Sail is a school where you could take accelerated classes or courses, should you say. So if you're trying to get a bachelor's, as I am, you could just get it in I believe it's 2.5 years instead of a 4 year. So that was just another plus for me. I'm a hands-on learner, which is why I feel like at first I felt like going to school online would not benefit me, but I could say if you choose to do your schooling online, it's all about time management and how you set that time apart to take care of what you need to take part of. Another good thing that just works for me, working full-time, I know work-life balance, a lot of people have lives. Again, time management, I try to get my stuff done ahead of time if I can, just to avoid some of those struggles. Right now, I'm about to be my 6th month of school. I chose to go to school for graphic design. I feel like what I want to do, whether it's freelance, whether it's making my own business or helping others with their businesses, that's just something that I feel like I want to do. I also want to start a clothing line, and a majority of the things that I have been learning, as well as what I will be learning in the future, it has to do with what I want to do in my clothing brand that I'm in the process of setting up now. So that was another plus. Another plus was they work with Apple. You get a MacBook, you get an iPad, you get all these different things depending on what you're going to school for, and that was another plus. Whether you're in music production, you're in creative writing, you're in graphic designing, you're in business, you're in game design, like this is the type of, these are the type of things that the school will provide you with. I can't really name everything that everybody gets. I could really just tell you what I'm getting. As a graphic design student online, you're given an iPad, MacBook Pro, some type of adapter for it, Adobe, Microsoft Office, a Sony camera, I believe. I haven't gotten that lunchbox yet. I believe that's my last one. So yeah, those are pretty much my benefits. Thus far, I don't want to say school is hard. The courses have been getting harder, but they're also very enjoyable. My first 3 months, I didn't really count it. In my head, even now at 6 months, I don't count it. Once I reached that 1 year mark, like I could literally say how difficult school has been. So my first thing I was given was this iPad. It has the fingerprint, so that should just prove to you how old this iPad is. Pretty decent size. I actually gave it to my wife because I have my, I don't even know what this is, my iPad Air. My second launch box was the USB-C to USB adapter, so that's what this is. It's still in the box because I haven't used it yet. Then we have the MacBook Pro, which she's real big. I wish I still had my other MacBook. That's actually what I really started school on. I had like a refurbished MacBook. I thought it was gonna be the one with like the touchable, with the touchpad, but it's not. But it does have like a little fingerprint right here, so that's good. Oh, this is one of my assignments. Don't mind that. I believe after your 4th class was when I was given my Adobe subscription, which is gonna be great because it's fully paid for. You got the whole thing for your entirety of you being in school. Now I want to walk you guys through my first 6 months of school. First course was orientation, which is just orientations. My first official course was creative presentation. I'm sorry, I'm on my laptop trying to look so I could tell you guys. Creative presentation, it was basically about like public speaking, how you deliver your messages. So we watched like a lot of TED Talks and how to do a lot of assignments based off of those TED Talks. So the first week of creative presentation was the foundation of oral communication. The second week was verbal and nonverbal communication. The third week was informal communication, and then the fourth week was about formal communication. In each of those weeks we had 5 different assignments. Well, my second month at Full Sail was psychology of play, and at first I said, like, what do I need psychology for? Like, what am I in there for? Like, is it psychology or am I playing? Like, I was just like, what is this about? But when I started the class, this was my utmost favorite class. I feel like this class brought out a lot of my inner child, and I was able to take her and kind of transform her into the person I am today. Like, I genuinely enjoy this class. I passed this class with I passed this class with an 100. That we had so much reading in this class, it was ridiculous, but it was very much enjoyable. For the most part, it was nothing but reading. I want to say one of my assignments, we had to make our own creative spot. So we had to take a picture of where you're creative at and kind of explain it. I forget what else, because most of all of these just say reading right now, and I'm not sure as to why. I know it's on the laptop, but I'm not gonna do all that, so I'm so sorry. So that was psychology of play. Like, enjoy that class, bask in that class, love that class. You're gonna learn so much about yourself, and basically it's just how you can incorporate playing and creating, like how you can incorporate doing the things that you love and still allowing the child in you to have a piece of that. Like, I love that class so much. My next course was technology in the entertainment and media industry. I passed this class with a 98.7. This class, you're exploring a variety of interactive forms, media types, programming languages, and organizational structures. Okay, I remember what this class was about. For this class, we had to make like a lot of work-life balance schedules for like the entire month of the class. We had a plan of attack. The assignment focuses on a plan for your busy life schedule and your 10 workloads. You kind of incorporated what you'll be doing in this class because, you know, they give you a rundown of your live lectures and your tests or quizzes or exams, and when your homework's due. So we made like a lot of schedulings. That was the first week. Let me see the second week. I hated this. We had to learn about other degrees here at Full Sail, and we had to answer different questions about each one. Like, if I'm here for graphic design, I don't need to learn about what anybody else does. If we're being completely honest, like, what is that going to do for me? So 3 websites, one about your degree, 2 about another degree you had to learn about. You got to do the degree, the site name, URL, what you liked, what you learned, and how you'll use that information. Like, what am I going to use with music production? So there was a lot of that in this course, which was extremely draining. The second week of this was about industry growth. So you had to do more research on your industry and how it has or can change in the future. Week 3, you had to write a networking plan about your degree. And week 4 was another one of those 2 other degrees, one about your degree. Okay, so my next course was English Composition 1. Child, I have never read so much in my life. There's so much reading, guys, like it was ridiculous. We had to learn about APA format. We had to do, we had to choose a community, whether it's like on Discord or whether you're some type of organization, like a group on Facebook or a group on LinkedIn. You had to pick one of them. You had to write a 200 to 300 word discussion describing the community. How would you describe it to an outsider? What is it called? What's the purpose? How do they communicate? What content is communicated through the community? So there was a lot about that. And let me tell you, whatever community you pick, if they still have this assignment for whatever year you sign up, stick with that community. Do not change it. Me, I chose a community on TikTok. It's like a movie, or it's like a community where they put you on to new shows or new movies and stuff like that. So I chose that because I felt like that was easiest for me to go on and do. It was just so much. You had to do like how they communicate, and just stuff like that. Like the same thing from week 1, you use what you used in week 1 and you made a scrapbook out of it for week 2. English, there was a lot of reading. There was a lot of essays that you had to do, and it was tedious. Last month, I took design and art theory. I passed with a 98.96. This course provides an understanding of composition, design, art, basic color, graphics. At the end of this, you will have an exam, which wasn't really hard because it's like an open book exam. You have everything in front of you. That's another benefit of online. Within all these classes, there are a lot of discussion boards where you have to discuss certain things with a lot of your classmates and reply to X amount of classmates. So there's a lot of that as an online student, just so you know. There was also a lot of LinkedIn videos that you have to watch and earn certificates for, which was annoying because the video, it would say like, it's like 17 minutes. But you have so many videos underneath that it's only part 1 of the video that had 5 sections that equal 17 minutes. And you still got to do part 2 and part 3, and they each have all these other little categories. Child, listen. This was also the class where they gave us access to Adobe. Month 5, you get access to Adobe. Researching graphic designers of the past and the present was basically week 1. Week 2 was more certificates, and we learned about grid layouts. So you know how magazines have little grids and layouts. We learned about that. This was the first class where you had to design a logo. So they gave you a certain business and you had to make a logo for that business. And you also had to, because you had Adobe, this was the first class you're going to be using it in, and you basically go on Illustrator and you make your own grid layouts. That was week 2. Week 3 was more certificates, and you had to learn about graphic designers and their color palettes. You had to design a business card for what you did the week before for that business. We learned about typography and fonts and InDesign and how to use our InDesign. And week 4 was more certificates, and we learned about color schemes and how the graphic designers that we looked up use grids and what they created and just stuff like that. There was a lot of discussions. Well, that's going to be in any class with the discussion board that you'll have to do. Course number 6. Class number 6, and I am in graphic principles. And child, it's not bad, but now we're working with vectors. So we're trying to vectorize things. You're learning about how to use certain things in Illustrator. Right now, this is week 3, and we're doing vector portraits. And right now, we just have to do casual progress checks and submit it into the discussion board. We had to make like a Pinterest board with different researches we did on vectors and stuff. Right now, this is week 3, and we're doing vector portraits. And right now, we just have to do casual progress checks and submit it into the discussion board. We had to make like a Pinterest board with different researches we did on vectors and stuff. Week 1, yeah, introduction to Illustrator. You're learning vector shapes, you're editing vector shapes, you're learning about colors and gradients. Week 2, the pen tool, the anchor point tool, creating vector image from a photo, working with type. And that is basically my first 6 months of Full Sail. I've been struggling the whole time trying to use that mouse pad. Granted, the mouse pad is huge. It's like I could fit my whole hand on my finger mouse pad on the laptop. When I tell you I went to Amazon so fast and ordered a mouse, when it comes to learning about Illustrator, get you a mouse. It doesn't have to be expensive. It does not at all, but this has helped me out so much. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just so much easier to command, option, shift, elemental P with this hand and drag and do everything that I need to do with this hand. This has saved me so much. I know a lot of people, because you're taking this course at an accelerated rate, a lot of people like myself at sometimes, like with psychology at play, like we're going through things so fast that I feel like I'm missing out on learning so much more. But that's where you take advantage of networking yourself with your colleagues online. I've met so many people that already have businesses, and they hear like when you're in class, like psychology at play, and introducing yourself, and you make those connections just like that. You want to know how many people I met that's like, oh yeah, I make clothes, you know, I'm a manufacturer to do this, and you know, once you get further, hit me up or save my number, or make sure you keep me in your emails, you know, don't be a stranger. Like, you meet so many people. Take advantage of that, because you never know what the future holds when it comes to you getting out of school. Another thing of being an online student is follow your rubric. I'm telling you, between time management and your rubric, that's going to save you so much stress, and it'll be less of a hassle for you to even complete your program. Like, follow your rubric. I stand strong on that, because you don't know how many people that I see in the discussion boards when we're speaking, and they're like, yeah, I got points taken off of this because I didn't read the rubric. Half the time you're overthinking yourself. I promise you, because it's happened to me a couple times too. I'm going to stay consistent with these updates. I just want to make sure that I can help out anybody out there that wants to be a little design her or design him, and you're gonna get through it. It's I promise you're gonna get through it. Just stay consistent, stay focused, stay motivated, and just continue to do what you do. One downfall about Full Sail is that compared to any other schooling where you're taking a certain class for longer than a month, like you're getting all the information, compared to taking these classes online, it's like they give you X amount of things to get you by, and the rest you have to learn yourself. So I would say that is my only con. Thankfully, we have YouTube Academy. TikTok is a new Google. You don't know how many times I've learned how to do some of my things in my course from those two things. But yeah, when you learn something and you finish that course and you feel like, I don't even feel like I really absorb that much about what I want to know or what I need to know, there's other options. Just take advantage, and if you're dedicated enough to learn about it, you could fulfill that void that you feel. I'm gonna try to do a video and post it after every month. So this is just a rundown of why I chose Full Sail, how's it going now, and the courses that I've taken. My next course, I believe, is Graphic Principles 2. So I will see y'all again next month. Feel free to ask any questions and leave comments or whatever you have to share below. And thanks for tuning in. Till next time.